Yeah. I mean, truthfully, this all it's about anyways. Civil.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Gabriel, aka Civil, back with another video, man. Today we do not have a specific topic, but I did want to talk about. I want to talk about just knowing yourself, knowing yourself. Why is knowing yourself important? Because when we wake up each and every day, we know the type of life that we've lived. At least in the last, you can just think about how you move for the last, I don't know, 5 months, 3 months, and think about the routines that you built up. And all of that stuff plays a role in the decisions that you're going to make the very next day. So what does this mean for you? This means that today, Lord willing, but today you're making decisions for your decisions later. This means that whatever you do today, you're making decisions that are going to influence your decisions tomorrow. Just like the day before affects the decisions that you're going to make today. Because of the way our brain works, our brain gathers information constantly learning, constantly gathering information, constantly absorbing like a sponge new things, right? And as a result, it spits out or kind of it kind of produces things based off of what we've already done, right? Which that's kind of how dreams work. Like we dream about things that we've done. Now, granted, we can have dreams about things that we've never done before, and that's a whole nother conversation. But our brain produces imagery based off of what we've already experienced, what we've already seen, and so on and so forth. And so, getting back to decisions, the decisions that you make today affects the decisions that you're going to make tomorrow. So if you are making good decisions today, then tomorrow, Lord willing, you wake up or you see the next day, you're going to make decisions that are based off of your previous decisions, because that's just how your brain works. It's developing a repetition or something like that in your mind. That's how you develop habits. That's how you develop addiction. That's where all that stuff comes from. Part way is developing habits over time. And so you got somebody who goes to the gym every single week, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday, and they work out at a specific time. And eventually they get used to it to the point where they'll actually just, their body's trained to get up and go at that time because they've developed a habit. The decisions they made, conscious decisions, eventually turn into subconscious decisions. So, what are we talking about? This means that if you're a person who's been making, decisions, and let's say you've been making some decisions you don't want to make. What if you're making decisions that are affecting your life in a negative way? Then that means that you have to start making conscious decisions to change that decision or those decisions that you're making. That means you have to wake up every single day and use your power of choice. That's what we were going to talk about, power of choice. But you need to use your God given free will to reverse those negative decisions that you're making. Now, a lot of people will tell you, "Oh, you are the way you are. You can't change anything about yourself. You're going to be the way you are till you die." But that's false, because our body, even the way nature works, like you start off as a child, an infant, your mind develops and absorbs things around you. People have to teach you stuff, and then eventually uh you grow up, you get bigger, your body grows, your understanding of things grows, your knowledge increases based off of experiences as well as what you've been taught, and learning different things all the time. And we learn until we die. So to say you can't change your decisions is to say you don't have free will, which is false. You have the power and the power of choice to decide what you're going to do right now. You don't have tomorrow promised to you. You don't have next week promised to you. You have today. That's how I wake up. When I wake up in the morning, I really don't think about the next day. Like I used to be that person thinking far in the future, and you should consider the future. But what I'm saying is, I'm not allowing the future to intimidate today or consume today. I try to think about today. Like today, I have the power to do what I can in this moment. I don't have next week. I don't have any of those days. They're not here yet. They don't even exist. Right now, this is all I have. So when I wake up treating this day like this is it. This is it. You feel me? I'm not stressing. I'm not walking around like, yo, this is it today. Like, but more so like, yo, this is all I have. All I have is this moment right here. There's nothing else that exists except for this moment as it's going. You see what I'm saying? And so we got to remember that the decisions we're making right now affect the decisions we're going to make later. How do you think that people that things just happen randomly? I don't think so. Like I believe there's things that we see as random because we don't understand the inner workings of things, and that's just our natural process. Like, yo, if I can't figure out how the origin of this thing, then it's random. But I believe that, when we do something, like for example, I'm working towards a business right now. I know for certain that business, that idea that God put in my mind, and that those innate things within myself that drives me to want to be a business owner. Like for example, when I was a kid, I had a business mentality. I had entrepreneurial mentality. I would do my own garage sales. I would sell all my toys so I can get more money. I would go to school and trade with people so I can get the new stuff that I couldn't, my parents or I just didn't get at home. We couldn't just go in the store and just buy whatever we wanted to get. So I would go to school and trade with all the kids who did get all the stuff they wanted. And I got my hands on games that I never purchased from the store. I got my hands on cards, trading cards when we were doing Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and all that crap. I would trade and get all the cards I wanted. I would parlay. I was like, hey, you want to race for that? And they're like, nah, you gonna win. I already know you fast. We're throwing the little stereotype of being fast on black people, right? Even though I was fast, but that's not the point. It's not because I'm black. It's just God gave me this specific gift for me. I had a homeboy who was slow and he was black. So see, I got you. But yeah, I would race people. I would do whatever I need to do to get the stuff that I needed to get to where I was going. And so I had those innate businessman like traits in me, you know. And I believe I got that from my mom because my mom, she had a business when we were growing up. You know what I'm saying? She was always working on stuff and trying to find a way to make extra money. And so I would do that. I would go to school and trade. I would go to school. I remember I had a kid back in fifth grade, one of my homeboys, well, used to be one of my homeboys. He would pay me to do drawings for him. So one of my gifts is I could draw really good. And so people would pay me to draw. So everywhere I went, I was making money as a kid. You know what I'm saying? All the way up to high school, utilizing the skills and traits that were on the inside of me innately. Now, it's not by coincidence that I'm a business owner. I got a couple businesses and I got them, I'm working on those things right now every single day. And Lord willing, like I said, because I don't really think that much about tomorrow, but Lord willing, when I get to wherever it is that those businesses are going to be, it's not going to be coincidence that they're going to be as big as they are, because every single day the work is being put in on my behalf, and in the behind the scenes God's putting in the work on my behalf. You know what I'm saying? So you see what I'm saying? So stuff doesn't just happen. It starts with decisions. I have the free will to do what I can right now, and so do you. You have the power of choice. You're not you can't control what you go through. You can only control how you respond to it. So you have the power of choice in some situations, and you have the power of you have the power of choice in every situation. I take that back. You have the power of choice in every situation. And so you have the power of choice on how you're going to respond to things, and what you're going to do in a situation. And yes, some of those situations are not going to be, situations that seem favorable to you, but you got to look at it like this. Hey, I have the free will to choose what I'm going to do right now, regardless of what's going on around me. I know there's other people who are in much worse situations in other countries and different places. Some people are in situations that are just heinous. Some people are in situations where they feel like they don't have any hope. But we all have the power of choice. I could choose. You could choose to live today or die. What does that mean? You can choose to live or die. That means that um there's somebody who is in that situation literally, like they whatever choice they make could get them killed. And then you got people in their minds. We have to make that choice to live or die, meaning we got to wake up and choose to live. What does that mean? Well, I mean, there's so many layers to that statement, but I'll give this in this context. Every day I wake up, I'm telling myself I'm going to do something productive, and something that's going to help me work towards the goals I've set for myself. You know what I'm saying? And different things that I know God has set me out to do, because I know that that is my lane. I'm created for that lane. And then there's other stuff I could do, but it's not going to be productive towards what I'm working towards. So it's killing everything else that I know I'm created for. I know I'm here to be a businessman. I know I'm here to be a minister. I know I'm here to have an impact on people's lives. I know I'm here to do music, because all of these things have been innately placed in me before, ever since I was a child. This is who I am. And so if I don't continue down these paths, and these are the things that I naturally gravitate towards. And sometimes there's attributes of it that I don't naturally gravitate towards, that I have to teach myself to do or learn, but I know it's beneficial towards what I'm doing. For example, I'm not I don't like doing websites for the most part. I don't. But I've learned how to do websites. I've taught myself how to do websites. I've learned many different ways. You know what I'm saying? My most recent thing, I'm teaching myself to do WordPress. I don't really care. Uh, I don't really care for doing websites, to be honest with you. I don't. But it's going to be beneficial towards what I'm doing. So I taught myself. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I was trying to teach myself code. And if you guys want to learn code, you can go on free code camp. It's free. At the end, you get some type of certificate or something like that. But they teach you HTML, CSS, Python, JavaScript, and there's some other stuff on there, Bootstrap and all that other stuff. So if you want to learn code and stuff like that, that's a dope free platform. And they have options for you to donate. So if you want to donate to that, do that. But yeah, like I've I've learned code, like elementary HTML, CSS before, but I didn't utilize any of it, because the things that I actually did so easily and naturally, that's what people came to me for. Logos. Hey, you the logo man. I did way more than logos, but that's what people kept gravitating for me. Graphics, branding, what I'm saying? Visual branding, brand identity, stuff like that. So that's what I started selling. Cool. I'm the logo man. Cool. I'll be the logo man. Oh, you do animation? Yeah, I do some animation. Hit me up. Now I got people coming to me for motion graphics and animation. Cool. So you find out what your niche is and you stick to that. You work towards that. And that's a hard thing for me, because I can do a lot of stuff as a person who knows how to do websites, a person who knows how to do animation, a person who knows how to do marketing material and content creation and logos and all this stuff and branding. And it's like, but what is your niche? And that's something that, and this is can kind of help you guys out, for those of you, who don't really know much about me. I have a relationship with God, a strong relationship with God. God, Jesus. I just want to state his name, Jesus. Um, and he helps me with these things. I know, because he actually tells me what to do with some of this stuff. Like, for example, I can build my own website. But when it comes to me doing stuff for myself, it takes me so much more time than if I was doing it for someone else. because I'm very hard on myself. I want perfection. And so it takes me forever. And so eventually, as I was working on my website, I actually finished it already. But then well, I was almost finished with it. And then I switched to another platform because it was cheaper and more efficient and it had more options. And then God said, pay somebody else to do it. Pay somebody else. Now, for me, that was hard to hear because I'm like, I could do this myself. Why would I pay somebody else to do it? But God said, pay somebody else. And so that simple statement could lift a burden off of my shoulders. So now I'm having to do something that I haven't done, is reaching out to somebody else to do the work for me. I've paid people to do work with me before, but now God is switching my mind away from being the worker and being the owner, because I'm right now I'm the worker owner. I want to work and do the owning, you know, cuz I can do it. But I stretch myself trying to do both. So God is like, "Yo, no, no, no. You step over here cuz I got something totally different. So much more for you to do. You can't waste all your time trying to do all the work." So now he's switching my brain from me doing all the work to other people doing the work. Just give it, let them do that. And now with that view, it'll help other people eat outside of me. You see? So this is preparation for the future. I know it's preparation for the future, but I'm not stressing over it. This is stuff God be helping me with, yo. And I'm just saying this because I want people to know God isn't just here to be a genie. God, he's in, the Bible says, trust in the Lord. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 7 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him. He will direct your path. Don't be wise in your own eyes, but fear the Lord and depart from evil. This scripture is so key because it goes right over people's heads, but it's so true. When you trust God with all of your heart, all of your decisions, and what I mean by all of your decisions, not like, oh, I'm going to wake up, hey, God, should I use the bathroom? Like, no, not like that. But like, God can help you through every situation. I mean, like, yo, God has helped me with my diet. Like, God has helped me with business. God has helped me with life decisions, like dating, everything. But God, people will never know God is involved that much if we never give him a chance. We just think God's here to answer our big prayers. And if something bad's happening, then we'll talk to him. But God is here for all of that stuff. And so that's something that's important that we need to think about. So yeah, man, I kind of been on here a little longer than I intended, but yeah, you have the power of choice. You have the power to make the decisions. You can make the right decisions. You can make the right decisions. Um you do not have to compromise yourself. Don't listen to what the rest of the world is telling you, because they'll tell you if you want to get ahead, you got to step on everybody else, and you have to give up your soul and give up your integrity to gain something. And in essence, it'll be a slower path. It could potentially be a slower path doing it the right way, but don't give up your integrity. Don't give up your power of choice. Don't give up your free will to just make money. Like, money is a asset. It is not the goal. Money should be an asset to you. It should be used to do other things, not be the thing that you do. It's not a thing that you do. It's just an asset. Money actually, like, think about this. How did currency come into existence and why is it valuable? Because other people value it. So what do you value? What are your values, right? What matters the most? That stuff you got to think about. Hopefully this video, I don't know if this is one of those videos that people are going to sit through and listen to, because you know people need stuff. People need, rockets flying in the air and all these sound effects and stuff happening. I'm just trying to drop a little knowledge and things that can help other people. So yeah, man, if you guys are not subscribers, subscribe to my channel. If you like music, go to civilmusicconnect.us. The link will be below in my link tree. Click on the link and go through my music section. I got two albums on there. I got my last album, For His Glory, and I got the album before that, Just Before the Dawn. Both of them, they're kind of two different projects, but the message is, there's always great messages throughout my projects. There's great sounds, good music. Check me out. Let me know what you think. leave a comment and review. I want to know what you guys think about these videos as well as the music and everything else. But thank you guys for checking this out. Also, another announcement, something I haven't announced in a long time on here is, hey, if you're an individual who is interested in like Bible studies or just knowing more about God or just trying to grow as a person, um, I want you to hit me up. Hit me up. I have a small Bible study group that I host on Wednesday nights online, so you don't have to worry about COVID and all this stuff. Even though none of us have COVID, online on Facebook Messenger, it's a small group. It's not online for everybody else to see. It's in a group. If you're interested in that, reach out to me, leave a comment, say I'm interested, and we'll connect somehow via email or whatever, or Facebook. And you can join this group, man. I'm looking for new people who are interested in the word of God, interested in growing as individuals. And you want to do more than just live this life day by day doing whatever, but you want to do more with your life. And so hit me up, and let's work together. I can show you some things God has shown me. There's men in the group who can show you what God has shown them. And most importantly, we'll have the word of God, you know, that'll instruct all of us. And so yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed evening, blessed day, whatever. And continue to pursue after the things that God has set before you, and continue to put him first. All right, it's your boy Civil. Hey, it's your boy Civil. God bless y'all. Peace.